Very quickly, Indiana and Kentucky. What does Indiana have to do to pull the upset yet again? Obviously, being away from Assembly Hall is huge. Yeah. How do they pull the upset against the overall #1 seed in the tournament?
Yeah, it's going to be a challenge, no doubt about it. They're going to have to do some of the things they did in that first game. One of the big things that stands out is they hit a ton of threes. You know, they were 9 of 15 from three-point range. Indiana, as we know, is one of the best three-point shooting teams in the country. If their perimeter play is that good, then I think, they absolutely have a chance. The problem inside, obviously, is you have an incredible shot blocker with Davis. You have a great, talented team. So there's no position where you would feel like there's a decided advantage for IU, and in fact, quite the opposite. And I think if there was going to be one liability with Kentucky, you kind of thought it was Teague.
Yeah.
But, man, he was fantastic in the Iowa State game. And so I don't know. There's not an obvious weakness for Kentucky. And so I feel like for Indiana, you're just going to have to make shots. You're going to have to be fundamentally really sound, not turn the ball over. And then you're going to hope that you catch Kentucky on an off night. I think that's really your recipe for success.
Which one would you say, in order to win, which one would you say is more important to have or not to have? Jordan Hulls having 20-plus points, or IU as a whole having 20-plus turnovers?
Well, if they have more than 20 turnovers, they're definitely going to lose the game. If they treat the ball like they did against VCU, they will lose, and it probably won't even be close. Mm-hmm. They're going to have to cut down considerably on their turnovers. Now, Hulls was a huge part of that, obviously, in the VCU game with the 5 turnovers, and he looked kind of overmatched, and we've been really impressed watching him this year. I think he's a legitimately really good player. Not just a good shooter, but a really solid all-around guy. Yeah. And I was surprised at how poorly he played against VCU. So he's going to have to play considerably better. But if they have more than 20 turnovers, I just don't see any way they win this game.
He has certainly improved since he came in freshman year. And, Tom Crean has always said, you got to find your shot. Because as we have seen, as unorthodox as the form may be, it does go in. And he's a very, very consistent shooter. Last question for you. Obviously, Cody Zeller getting in foul trouble will be huge. We're hoping that he doesn't. But how big must the role players be to play against the likes of Terrence Jones, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist? These are huge mismatches in favor of Kentucky when they go up against the likes of Tom Pritchard and Derek Elston.
Yeah, agreed. Unfortunately, I agree with you. I just feel like, in these kinds of games, these are games where, hopefully you have guys all play well at the same time. That's part of your recipe, is that if everybody can play one of their best games of the season on the same night, that's the way you win games like this. Watford, for instance, at times has been very inconsistent with his shot down the stretch this year. He needs to have a good game because he's a guy who could play for either team and would see a lot of playing time. Zeller, you would say the same thing about, obviously, so he's got to have a really good game. We mentioned Hulls. Oladipo is an athletic X factor for Indiana. He's got to play well. Again, you go down the line, and it seems repetitive, but everyone needs to play their role. If Matt Roth comes in and takes 2 shots, he needs to hit them both.
Yes.
That's how you win games like this.
The microwave, Matt Roth, as I refer to him. Very last question for you. If Anthony Davis gets in foul trouble, how big is it for Indiana, or do you still, even if he fouls out with plenty of time left, do you still give Kentucky a better chance to win with him out of the game?
Yeah, look, again, I think Kentucky just top to bottom, incredibly talented team. So this is not a team where if they lose one guy, if one guy has foul trouble and maybe plays 10 fewer minutes than you expected him to play, that's not going to totally do them in. Again, I just think, not to sound like a broken record, but IU is going to have to play really well, and they're going to have to hope that they can do enough things to fluster Kentucky that Kentucky doesn't have one of its better games. Otherwise, it's going to be tough.
they are certainly going to have to play their best game of the season. Big Ten Network's Dave Rebson, a fellow Glenbrook North alumni like myself. I know we are massively out of time, but where can they find you online, Twitter, Facebook? Plug yourself.
Yeah, I'm not as proficient a tweeter as I should be, but at BTN Dave Revson, and I don't do Facebook. That's my worst nightmare.